In my practice, a lot of people have become clients because of the way that they have consistently been showing up for their children. Nothing hits harder than when your own child demonstrates your own negative traits and enters into dissonance with you. Especially now, since kids are being buried in devices and social media, there's far more propensity to lose connection or emotional closeness if we as parents cannot be self-aware and self-regulate. We are all waking up to how our kids are a reflection of ourselves and our own habits. Kids absorb all the emotional energy we communicate physically, verbally, or otherwise. It's their values, their mindset, behaviors, and habits. We understand more than our parents that we are who we are now in our 20s, 30s, or 40s at least, is because our parents and others we lived with established for us what is acceptable or not. For example, I grew up in a traditional Indian joint family. What that means is that parents and their children and spouses and their children all live together. It's a model with a lot of benefits. It's common to many cultures that are not as prevalent now. And with all the benefits it brought, it also meant personalities and ages were different, and often it became chaotic, and adults would disagree and raise their voices at each other. I learned that in order to be heard, I too must raise my voice and talk over others. And defensiveness was the modus operandum. Now we're not even in that situation. Now it's just two people in their mid-30s raising a small family of maybe 1 to 3 kids, and it's equally charged. Because roles have changed, blurring the lines of accountability, both parents are sharing the responsibilities of earning, parenting, and running the household. And then we make it worse because we've all just lived through the pandemic, and now we're living through the effects of the pandemic, such as the cost of living going up. And it seems that as though people are working at home, the pace of life is accelerating, our infrastructure like transport systems and government services aren't working as well. And all of this is lending to more stress and a mental health crisis. Whether you approach it proactively or wait until you hit rock bottom, displaying mindful and calm behavior is a result of some serious inner work. It is a result of some crucial introspection and alignment with yourself and your spouse if there is one in the picture. It's about asking, how do I create a different energy and experience for everyone around me? There is a method, but most people are too deep into the day-to-day reactive karmic play. They don't step back long enough to make the change once and for all. It may take a few tries at this, but I promise it will change everything about you. Once you've done this work, you will have fewer decisions to hum and haw about and far less pressure about how to make those decisions. Here's what you can do. Number 1, let's talk about values first. Get brutally crisp and clear about what you really care about and what does not serve your sanity. In other words, what are the top 3 things that you value most that, if fulfilled, will give you better sleep at night? It could be financial or health related. These are not your goals. We will get to that in a minute. This gets very dangerous when there is a fixation on material wealth, especially. Like a certain level of income or some luxury in the future that you must pay for right now. I encourage people to look at intrinsic growth or well-being, such as physical fitness or more quality time with their families. The behaviors that support those values is what your kids are going to emulate. If you take on 2 full-time jobs, which many of us have done, or you're buried in your devices all day, in the car, over dinner, at bedtime, that is what your normal looks like for your kids. Second, set present day and future state goals that support those values. For example, if one of your values is to maintain a peaceful, positive family environment, you may have a goal to be calmer and exude self-control. So then you may initiate a path to learn meditation so that you can establish a daily practice of mindfulness within the next 3 months. Maybe even get that going for your family as a whole. The third step in this method is to discuss the values and goals you have crafted with your spouse or anyone who supports you, and hopefully you're both aligned. If you're not, there is a propensity for conflict on an ongoing basis, which the kids will also be subject to. Try to get on the same page about what is most important and then accommodate the differences in a way that do not leave either person's values unattended to. I'll give you an example. Hey, I know you want to take care of your parents in their old age and live closer to them. Let's see if we can find a school or a home closer to them. And if the school is not rated well, we can look at getting a ride-sharing arrangement to a better school. This is called keeping the difference in values front and center in conversations, so you navigate through them proactively on a daily basis. Next, allocate your time, money, and resources in a way that support those values. In other words, use the values to decide everything. The times you wake up, go to bed, what you eat, the amount and type of socializing you do, the jobs you select, the hours you work, what you do with your kids for quality time, the way you pursue your personal interests, etc. There will be a lot of compromises to be made, and yes, sometimes you will have to do things that don't support your top values. Allow that flexibility. Delegate or outsource tasks that prevent you from doing the things that support your values. For me, this means getting someone to clean my house every 2 weeks or maintaining the lawn every 2 weeks. Getting this stuff off your desk allows you to form your daily new habits. This is what establishes a routine for you and your kids, because it is all designed to serve what you value most, and they will see how you put in 100% effort and enthusiasm in all you do. This is the power of aligning your mindset to how you allocate your resources: time, money, energy. This last piece in this method should really be parallel to the steps I've just articulated above. Maybe it even comes first. It's this massive box called self-care. It's actually the foundation on which we stand a better chance of executing on the 4 prior steps. So many of my clients want to experience and exude calmness, composure, and control, but breaking old habits and making small changes that will build grit or resiliency to make those bigger changes is very hard. I start with small things, like make a list of next day priorities before bed, drop the Netflix habit, commit to sleeping by 10 p.m. on weekdays, get up early enough so you have 1 full hour to yourself, to your health, do your bed, tidy the space you work and sleep in, take 60 seconds of a cool rinse in the morning to reduce your cortisol levels. They're super important habits to establish because it is these same small things that lay the foundation for how prepared and organized you are to implement the bigger changes that lead to calmness. Self-care comprises of 3 things. Number 1, break your small old habits to establish a health regime that gives you enough energy to exercise and rest, as well as reset your dietary regimen. There is a whole scientific backbone to this, and a lot of this is rooted in how you regulate hormones such as oxytocin, dopamine, cortisol, and serotonin. Number 2, talk of your life journey from childhood as a starting point to sharpening your self-awareness about your strengths, your areas of development, your limited beliefs, and your creative centers. Learn how important it is to have a mental wellness practice as well as a physical wellness practice. Start to get very familiar with what we call our energy body. This may be new language for you because we are forever taught to focus on our intellect and our physical appearance, but never our energetic presence. We also need to teach an awareness of this to our kids. I've had a profound result with my own son, who is now 13. At age 5, I began to teach him simple breathwork techniques. It was a long haul, and often I gave up. Paid off when recently, as I was talking to him, I was kind of lecturing him about his behavior, I heard long, slow, deep breaths coming from him as he looked at me attentively. I could hear it. He was activating the breath to self-regulate instead of talking back angrily. It certainly shut me up. He was connecting with his own power to self-regulate. It's a start, and we have a long way to go. But it was so inspiring to give him those tools. Breathwork and meditation to reduce your temperament and negative energy, as well as manifest what you so desire most of yourself, is key to creating a calm demeanor no matter what life presents. If you are one of those brave, forward-looking, hardworking parents who wants to emulate and teach your kids how to live with calmness and inner joy, I'd love to offer you some free guidance.